Burstamo versus playlist push. Now, I have no idea if I'm even saying that correctly, so I'm going to just say Burstamo, and you can laugh at me in the comments. So Burstamo versus playlist push. I've run campaigns with Burstamo, but I've also run campaigns with playlist push. This is just an honest video giving you an inside look at both. I'm not here to crap on any of the companies, and I'm just going to show you kind of what happened to my campaign with Burstamo, and then I'll show you what happened to my campaign with playlist push. I'm Charles Klein, singer, songwriter, and producer. So if you're an indie musician, you're making music and trying to get that music heard, then I would subscribe to this channel if I were you, because that's what this channel is all about. There are different songs that I did on each platform. So it's not a apples to apples 100% same comparison. So I did one song on playlist push and another completely different song with Burstamo. So it's not apples to apples, but it might be like an orange to apple. They're the same fruit. But for these campaigns, I was really looking at Spotify playlists. So let's dive into playlist push first. I have a song called Sorry I did. This was the linear path of the campaign. I had to pitch the song to them and they listened to it. I think they did. They accepted it. I scheduled my genres. Let's get to how much I spent, how many Spotify playlists I got on, and what was the feedback like. So I will show you how much I spent by looking at this invoice here. We can see I spent $411 US. Okay, so from that investment, how many playlists did I get on? From their perspective, I got on 6 playlists. However, I don't see the 6 I got on. I can only see in here, when I go placements, I can only see 2, Uni and New Pop. I got on these playlists. So how many playlists did I actually submit to on playlist push? Well, you can see here, I have all of these submissions here. Well, let me count them quickly because it doesn't actually tell you, which sucks. 25 submissions, and I got on 2. So that's, let's do quick percentage. That's 2 divided by 25 times 100. So 8%. Is that good? So now let's dig into on the actual placements. How many streams did they give us? And then we'll kind of just look at some of this feedback to see the quality of the feedback if you're thinking about playlist push. So let's get into placements. Okay, we got on this one, Uni Pop. Let's click on this soft pop easy listening playlist, 3,000 followers. And let me get into my Spotify for Artists page, and we can look up this playlist, indie pop, indie rock, indie folk. There it is, soft indie. So 163 streams. Not great, still 163 streams. I'm not going to complain about it. It still hasn't made our return on investment. Okay, let's look at the other one. Let's go to New Pop. Let's go to Indie Good Vibes playlist, 3,000 followers, more or less the same. Indie Good Vibes right below, 132 streams, less. So not great still. And those are the only 2 placements I got. So we're kind of looking at almost 300 streams total from this campaign. So a bit anticlimactic in terms of the feedback. A lot of people saying it's too poppy. Maybe playlist push didn't match me in the right way to the proper genres, or maybe I chose the wrong genres. So that's the type of feedback you can maybe expect on playlist push with your songs as well. Okay, so that's playlist push. Overall, I spent $411 US. I got about 300 streams in return. So not a good return on investment, not a huge uptick in followers, and not a lot of great feedback that was constructive. Let's move over to Burstamo now. And again, not apples to apples, but still we can take a look at the quality of the campaign and from a Spotify playlist perspective as well. Now, Burstamo actually reached out to me on email asking if I was interested in a campaign. And I looked at their services and they look really, really cool. So I wanted to invest into promoting my music. More or less, they're a 360 music marketing agency. They're trying to grow your fan base. They're trying to increase your streams, trying to boost your online presence, and trying to establish your image. So what I was really interested in with them was their connections or their history in getting people on Spotify editorial playlists. So, but also they help you get on user-generated playlists too. I was really interested in that piece. And then also like all the other dividends of like online blogs and that kind of thing was like great as well. Plus they helped me design some posts, which was cool too. We'll look at the cost and how much I spent and see if I had a return on investment there. So here's the song I did with Burstamo. It's called What Love Is. It's 37,000 streams, which is pretty good. And Burstamo helped me get those streams. Now, the total cost I invested with Burstamo was $3,400 US. That's the conversion I did with them. I actually paid in pounds, so I paid 2 payments, so it was less, but the conversion equaled $3,400 US. That's a lot of money. So I was expecting more from that because of the significant investment. And keep in mind, they could have changed their costs. You can probably spend a lot less and do different packages with them. You could probably spend even more. I'm sure they have variants in packages where you could spend. This is the package I chose. Had in contact, one-on-one communication with their team, weekly updates, and they helped me design some posts, which I can show you in a bit. Now, that's what you're also getting in the cost. You're not just like getting playlists. What I got here, these are some confirmed coverage. So you can see here, I got on Music Talks. You can open up this link. Here's a bit of a post. I have my SoundCloud link and some press, right? That's pretty cool. So not really sure how big these are. That site isn't even working anymore, so that's not really great. So we can open up another one here. You can kind of just quickly look at how active these things are to see what you're getting, right? Because you want to know where you're being posted. It's always obviously great to be posted about, but where the posts are happening really matters. So it doesn't look really like this is active anymore. Yeah, 2010, so that's not really active. Was it great on the blog posts? Not yet, but we can take a look at this. Got a Twitter post here. So RKC Radio, 40,000 followers, super cool, right? Here's a Lonely Oak. They have 31,000 followers. They posted about me. Press Party, looks pretty cool. So definitely getting press, which is cool. Top 40 charts, cool. That looks good. Here's some radio coverage, and I get feedback too. So similar to the playlist push, radio stations would give me feedback. This is okay, but the production is a bit empty. Vocals are right. Again, this is standard submission feedback, very contradictory. These are the design reports that I got. So this was an image I took, and then they put some text up there, creating the proper dimensions, which is handy if you don't know how to do that, and putting text and also some cool icons. So this is great that they're saving you time to make this stuff. I gotta say though, it's not that hard to put text on an image. If you have a free tool like Canva, this stuff takes more or less 5 minutes or less to do. If you have these good images, right? It's more important that you have quality images, which I already had all these images. It's not necessarily worth the money I invested in, I think personally. And then this is my Spotify report here. So they did get me on 5 Spotify playlists, which really helped me get to that 30,000 streams. I could not have done it without them. But as soon as I got kicked off these playlists, the engagement went really down. I didn't have a high conversion in followers from these playlists that maintained a significant daily stream count for this specific song. So here, indie electronic playlist, 1,700 followers. I can see that one here. So 18 streams from Michael Zygmunt. Wow, that's not a lot at all. 18 streams on that one. Okay, let's look at Indie Discovers. And let's see if Indie Discovers is here. Indie Discovers, and 6 streams on that one. So those 2 playlists were really poor. I can't see actually these playlists. So I assume the bulk of the streams came from these 2 playlists, Tracks of the Month and Best of October, which came from this curator called M. Milano. Again, when I came off those, really low engagement of sustained growth. So those were my overall results from my campaign with Burstamo. I spending about $3,400, getting on a variety of online blogs, unfortunately not getting on any radio, having posts designed for me, and getting on about 5 Spotify user-generated playlists. Pros, great team, great communication, had weekly updates like this, could ask questions, that kind of thing. Plus there's a ton of free content on their website. Cons, I did think it was way too expensive for the returns I got in this campaign. Spending $3,400 US from the results I got here was a bit dissatisfied. But this isn't to say that it's going to be like this for you. This is just how it was for me, right? It does really actually just come down to the quality of your music. You never can guarantee results. However, with that said, try to find a platform that can at least guarantee some type of result. And I've found a platform that can do that for me. It's called playlist-promotion.com. And if you spend a significant investment with them, they will guarantee you, not streams, because that's not allowed, right? You can't guarantee streams. That's a red flag if you see that anywhere. They will guarantee to put your song on playlists. So they're gonna guarantee, if we like your song, because they'll have to accept your song, means they will go out and try to get you on playlist and will not stop working until they get you on playlists that total 100,000 followers. So that might be 10 playlists that each have 10,000 followers. So at least you can be like, okay, I'm spending this money, but I know I'm gonna get something in return. It's simple economics, return on investment. It's really hard when you spend a lot of money and you're just like, I hope it works. I hope something comes out of it. No like investor on Wall Street would ever be like, just put money in and like hope for something. Like that's super high risk, high reward kind of crazy thinking. You should at least know you're getting some type of return. You want to know what the future profitability is of the investment you're making. That's why I do have some trouble with Playlist Push, Burstamo, and some of these other Submit Hub and these other submission sites where there's no guarantee. And it's just like, I hope something works, here's my money. But with playlist promotion, it's like, here's my money and tell me when you get me on Spotify playlists, and they'll tell you what playlist they put you on. If you're an indie musician making music and trying to get that music heard, please feel free to subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next video.